Shalom everyone, it's Tahila from the Kefar, and I am excited to talk to you about the Hebrew classes that I will be teaching starting in February. And I'm also really excited that I've added, by request, a youth class. So the classes that I teach are primarily for adults, but I did get a request to teach a class for children, so I am offering that this round as well. So all of the classes will begin February 7th or 8th. It just depends on what day the class falls on. They're all on Tuesdays or Wednesdays in the evenings, and they are 6 to 8 weeks in length. So if you're worried about committing to something indefinitely, you don't have to. The classes will be over within 6 to 8 weeks. So it's really just a month and a half to 2 months. And you get a lot of information and you learn a lot within that time. So I'm going to deal with the adult classes first, and all the information, all of the details, everything that I'm going to go over today and all the things that I'm not going to go over because I don't want this to get too long will be, or they are available on thekefar.com/Hebrew. So you can check that out to find all the details for the courses, to register, anything else that you need. So I'm going to talk to you about the adults class first, and then I'll go into the youth class. So there are 4 classes for adults in all, 2 for beginners and 2 for intermediates. So the 2 beginner classes are Intro to Hebrew Reading and Intro to Hebrew Speaking. So the Hebrew Reading 101 class is for students who don't know the alphabet, or they might know the alphabet but don't know the vowel sounds, they don't know how to read. And so this will teach you from the very first class how to start reading Hebrew words. And so by the end of this course, you'll be able to read literally any Hebrew word that you come across, and then you'll also learn basic vocabulary and start to understand the very basic rules of Hebrew grammar and sentence structure. And then the Intro to Hebrew Speaking course, this also assumes that you have no Hebrew background or very little Hebrew background. You might know how to read, you might not know how to read. This course is open to all beginners, regardless of, like I said, whether you can read or not. And each class focuses on 10 vocabulary words and 1 to 2 phrases. And it comes with a workbook that I designed specially for this course. So you'll have all of the words and the phrases available to you. Everything is transliterated. So again, if you don't read Hebrew, don't worry about it. It's written also in English, so you know exactly what all the words are. And then every week builds on the week before it. So by the end of the course, you'll have a really strong vocabulary. You'll understand Hebrew rules and grammar, and you'll be able to then move on and really take your speaking and your conversational skills to the next level. So now the 2 intermediate classes, students who take those classes are expected to know how to read. You are expected to have some conversational ability, some vocabulary. And so those 2 classes are intermediate conversations and understanding Hebrew verbs. So the intermediate conversations is basically every class we're going to have a different topic, and it's just conversing on that topic. So it might be your ideal vacation or your dream job, or, different topics that are a little bit creative, but they're still very grounded in real world things that you would talk about. And so you can learn and use vocabularies and verbs that are relevant to your everyday life. So it's not going to be something that's wild out there. You're not going to learn about the solar system, but rather vocabulary that you can start to implement and use right away. And so throughout those conversations, then we're going to learn more words and verbs to help go in depth and talk in detail about whatever those topics are. And that one also comes with a workbook that's designed for that course. And understanding Hebrew verbs, if you've seen my Intro to Hebrew Verbs YouTube video, if you haven't, you should check that out. But if you've seen it, that is sort of a glimpse into what that first class is going to be like. Just talking about or understanding what those different vocabulary terms mean, shoresh, binyan, conjugation versus the infinitive, and then finding or learning how to find the root in any infinitive that you come across in any verb. And then moving forward in every class, we're going to go into the various binyanim, so learning how to conjugate verbs in the past and in the present tense. And that one also comes with a really useful workbook, again, that I created that'll be really, really helpful, and we'll use the workbook throughout the classes. So they'll really work hand in hand. And having the workbook really helps support your learning. Since the classes are only once a week, it'll help you when you're outside of the class to practice and to learn more and to be able to read and see the words and things on your own. And then lastly, I want to talk about the youth class, which is being offered for the first time this term. And the youth class, these sessions are 45 minutes versus the hour for the adult classes. And it is Hebrew 101 for youth. And so this one also assumes no or very little Hebrew background. So it teaches the letters, the vowel sounds, how to read again from the very first class, basic vocabulary, colors, and numbers. So we pack a lot of information into the sessions. And again, a workbook is also included to try to make it more manageable. In case you miss something during class or you don't remember something, it's available there in the workbook to you. Also, there are homework assignments, which are optional but encouraged, that even if you don't submit them to me, that you do them, because it really helps with the practice, and the repetition helps you retain all that information so that you can start to use it and continue using it throughout the weeks. So if you have any questions about any of the courses, please feel free to reach out to me. info@thekefar.com is my email address. And again, all this information is on thekefar.com/Hebrew, and I've included the link down below in the descriptions. And right now, there's only one seat left for the Intro to Hebrew Speaking class, and there are 2 seats, I believe, left in all of the other classes. The youth class is just opened up, so that one, all 5 seats are available. So if you are interested, jump on that ASAP, because they won't be around for long. And registration is open from now until January 20th. So registration closes January 20th. So if you are interested, again, don't delay. Register as soon as possible, okay? If you have any questions, shoot me an email, leave me a comment below, and I will definitely get back to you. Shavua Tov.